How to stop leg cramps at night for seniors. Have you ever been fast asleep, only to be jolted awake by a sudden, stabbing pain in your calf, like a knife twisting into the muscle? In the darkness, you fumble to sit up, rub the cramped spot in agony, and spend the next 30 minutes trying to fall back asleep, only to be woken up again a few hours later by the same cruel pain. This is a common struggle for many people over 50, waking up 3, 4, even 5 times a night as their calves, hamstrings, or thighs cramp up, completely disrupting precious sleep. According to research published in the Journal of Sleep Medicine, nearly 30% of adults over 50 experience leg cramps at least once a week. While many assume it's just a natural part of aging, the truth is, it's a condition that can often be managed without relying on medication. When you visit the doctor with this issue, the first-line treatment is usually quinine. But aside from the side effects the FDA has cautioned against, many people worry about how it might interact with other medications they're already taking. And unfortunately, beyond quinine, most doctors don't offer many helpful alternatives. But here's the good news. There are plenty of natural ways to reduce and even prevent nighttime leg cramps. These methods are rooted in simple physiological principles about how our muscles and nervous system function. In today's video, I'll walk you through 5 effective, drug-free strategies to ease nighttime cramps. We'll begin with the easiest things you can start doing tonight, and stick around until the end, because I'll reveal the most powerful method backed by rigorous scientific research from 2020. Trust me, you'll want to see this. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We're all about growing healthier together. If you find this helpful, give the video a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. And let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to connect with you. Now, let's dive into the first method, something incredibly simple but surprisingly effective that you can try starting tonight. The first method I'd like to share with you is how to use pillows to support your legs for more comfortable, cramp-free sleep. It might sound deceptively simple, but don't underestimate it. This technique is recommended by many experts in sleep biomechanics. When we sleep, our muscles can stay in prolonged tension if our legs are positioned unnaturally. This is especially true for the calves and hamstrings, which can become overstretched if your legs are fully extended or crossed for hours. Over time, this can trigger a protective reflex, a sudden muscle contraction we recognize as a cramp. There are 2 pillow positions I recommend trying. The first is for side sleepers. If you usually sleep on your side, place a pillow between your knees. This helps align your spine, relieves pressure on your hips, and prevents your leg muscles from twisting or straining during the night. The second is for back sleepers. If you sleep on your back, try placing a pillow under your knees. This creates a gentle bend in the knee joint, which reduces pressure on your lower back and keeps your legs, especially your calves and hamstrings, in a slightly flexed position, preventing overstretching. When choosing a pillow, aim for medium thickness. Not so thick that it lifts your legs too high, and not too thin that it offers no support. A small, firm pillow often works best. If you don't have an extra pillow, a folded towel or thin blanket can be a great substitute. These sleeping positions help place your legs in a more natural posture, compared to letting them fully extend or cross, which can contribute to cramping. Give it a few nights. Many people report noticeable improvements after just 3 or 4 nights of consistent use. And if you also deal with back pain, this method offers double benefits. It not only reduces leg cramps, but also eases pressure on the spine. Sometimes, the simplest solutions can solve multiple problems at once. Of course, while adjusting your sleep posture is a powerful first step, we also need to understand that nighttime cramps often stem from internal factors. While proper leg support helps minimize external triggers, The next method I'll share addresses one of the most overlooked causes of nighttime cramps, something many people misunderstand about how to maintain proper hydration and electrolyte balance. The second method for preventing nighttime cramps is all about how you manage your water intake throughout the day. This is one of the most common misconceptions I see. Many people assume that simply drinking more water is always better, especially if they're dealing with muscle cramps. When I mention water balance, most people immediately think I'm talking about dehydration, that they need to drink more. But here's the surprising truth. Drinking too much water, especially close to bedtime, can actually be a hidden cause of nighttime cramps. Yes, not drinking enough water can lead to cramps. But on the flip side, when you overhydrate, especially with plain water, it can dilute essential minerals in your body, such as sodium and potassium. These minerals, known as electrolytes, carry electrical signals that help your nerves communicate with your muscles. If those signals become unstable due to an electrolyte imbalance, your muscles may contract suddenly and involuntarily, leading to cramps. Some signs that you may be overhydrating include frequent urination with very clear urine, feeling bloated, occasional nausea, and of course, cramps that strike most often between midnight and dawn. When your body's electrolyte levels tend to dip, that's why finding the right hydration balance is key. There's no one-size-fits-all rule. Your ideal intake depends on factors like your weight, activity level, climate, and overall health. Rather than strictly following the 8 glasses a day rule, try listening to your body instead. Spread your water intake evenly throughout the day and avoid drinking large amounts right before bed. Ideally, cut back on fluids 2 to 3 hours before sleep unless you're genuinely thirsty. One great way to support your electrolyte balance is by adding electrolyte tablets or powder to your water. These can help replenish important minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. You don't need fancy or expensive options. Basic, low sugar, or no sugar formulas work just as well. If you prefer a natural alternative, try this simple homemade electrolyte drink. A glass of warm water with a pinch of sea salt, about 1/8 teaspoon, and a few drops of lemon or lime juice. It's easy, affordable, and effective. Just a quick note, if you have high blood pressure, be sure to check with your doctor before adding extra salt, even in small amounts. It's also a good idea to limit beverages that can dehydrate you, like caffeinated drinks and alcohol, especially later in the day. Both act as mild diuretics, meaning they make you lose water faster than usual, which can contribute to cramping. Finding your hydration sweet spot may take a bit of trial and error, but once you do, many people notice a major drop in both the frequency and intensity of their nighttime cramps. And since we're talking about electrolytes, there's one key part of your diet that often gets overlooked, something most doctors tell you to limit. But if you cut it out completely, it might just be the reason you keep waking up with sharp calf pain. Let's talk about that next. The third method for preventing nighttime cramps might surprise you. Don't cut out salt entirely from your diet. I know, that goes against what most of us have been told. But let me explain why this is especially important for people over 50. Many individuals are advised by their doctors to reduce salt intake to help manage blood pressure, and that's sound advice. But in trying to follow it, some people swing too far in the opposite direction. They remove all added salt from meals, avoid foods with any sodium, and even refuse lightly salted dishes when eating out. The issue here is that sodium, the key component of salt, is a critical electrolyte. According to the American Heart Association, adults need at least 500 milligrams of sodium per day to maintain basic bodily functions. That's only about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just a small amount, but still essential. Sodium helps regulate the balance of fluids in your body and plays a vital role in nerve and muscle function. When sodium levels drop too low, the signals between your brain and muscles become less effective, making your muscles more prone to sudden, painful contractions during the night. So if you've been experiencing frequent cramps and you've also eliminated nearly all salt from your diet, that might be the missing link. This is especially true if you also drink a lot of water, take diuretics, or sweat heavily from exercise, as all of these can further lower sodium levels. Signs of low sodium may include more frequent cramps on days when you've been sweating or hydrating heavily, along with fatigue, lightheadedness, or mild nausea when standing up quickly. What's the solution? Take a closer look at your current diet. You don't need to go back to a high-salt lifestyle, but you do need to make sure you're not cutting out salt entirely. When health experts recommend reducing salt, they're usually referring to staying within the range of 1,500 to 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, not eliminating it altogether. A simple way to maintain healthy sodium levels is to use a small amount of salt when preparing your own meals. This gives you better control compared to relying on packaged or processed foods, which often contain excessive sodium. You might also consider adding a pinch of sea salt or Himalayan salt, about 1/8 teaspoon, to steamed vegetables or a fresh salad. It not only enhances flavor, but also provides the trace minerals your body needs for better balance. Of course, I always recommend checking in with your doctor before making any major dietary changes, especially if you have high blood pressure, kidney issues, or heart conditions. The goal is to find that sweet spot, enough sodium to prevent cramps without putting your cardiovascular health at risk. Balancing your salt intake is just one piece of the puzzle. There's another mineral that often becomes deficient in people over 50, one that's essential for proper muscle relaxation, and as you'll soon see, there's a much more effective way to boost it than just taking pills. Let's dive into the next method. The fourth method I want to share is one many people have never heard of, but it can be surprisingly effective: using magnesium oil cream. If you've tried multiple remedies without success, this one might just be the missing piece. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals when it comes to preventing cramps. It's involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including the way muscles contract and relax. Here's a simple way to think about it. Calcium helps muscles tighten, while magnesium helps them let go. When you don't have enough magnesium, muscles can become overly tense, increasing the risk of painful spasms at night. Research suggests that nearly 60% of adults over 50 have lower than optimal magnesium levels. Why? Several reasons. Our modern soil is often depleted of magnesium. Aging naturally reduces absorption from food and common medications, like blood pressure pills, pain relievers, and acid reflux drugs, can further drain the body's magnesium stores. So, why use a topical form like oil or cream instead of just taking a supplement? The reason is absorption. When taken by mouth, only about 30 to 40% of the magnesium actually gets absorbed through the gut, and higher doses often lead to diarrhea. But when applied to the skin, magnesium bypasses the digestive system and is absorbed directly into the bloodstream and muscle tissue. While research on transdermal magnesium is still emerging, it's promising. One study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that people who used magnesium oil regularly saw a meaningful reduction in the frequency and intensity of cramps compared to those who didn't. What's encouraging is that results often appear within just 1 to 2 weeks. Using magnesium oil or cream is simple. Just apply it to the areas most prone to cramping, typically the calves, hamstrings, or feet, about 30 minutes before bed. Use a small amount, about the size of a coin, and gently massage it in for 1 to 2 minutes. This helps improve absorption and also begins to relax the muscle tissue. Here's a helpful tip. Pair your magnesium application with a calming evening ritual. Maybe put on some soft music, stretch lightly, or practice a few minutes of deep breathing. This combo, topical magnesium plus relaxation, can create both a physical and mental wind-down effect that helps prevent those middle-of-the-night cramps and supports better sleep overall. Now, it's worth mentioning that topical magnesium is still somewhat controversial in the medical world. Some experts question how much is actually absorbed through the skin. But here's what we know. It's safe, well tolerated by most people, and many users report excellent results. That makes it a low-risk option with potentially high reward. That said, if you have sensitive skin, go slowly. A mild tingling sensation is common at first and usually fades within a few minutes. But if you experience redness, itching, or irritation that doesn't go away, stop using it. You can also dilute the oil with a bit of coconut or olive oil to make it gentler on the skin. Signs that you may be magnesium deficient include frequent cramps, not just in your legs, but also in your back or shoulders, unexplained fatigue, muscle aches, irregular heartbeat, trouble sleeping, and even feelings of anxiety. If you recognize several of these symptoms, increasing your magnesium, both through diet and topical applications, may offer real relief. Foods rich in magnesium include dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, and whole grains. We've now covered several effective strategies for preventing night cramps. But what if I told you the most powerful one is still ahead? This next method, backed by a 2020 clinical study, showed significant improvements in cramp frequency for most participants. It takes a little effort, but the payoff can be life-changing. Let's take a look. And now we come to the most powerful method for preventing nighttime cramps. One backed by 2020 scientific research showing impressive results. This is not a magic pill or an expensive device, but a simple and proven approach. Stretch your leg muscles regularly throughout the day. The 2020 study conducted an interesting experiment. They took a group of older people who frequently suffered from night cramps and divided them into two groups. Half were instructed to do a simple stretching program 3 times a day, taking just a few minutes each. The remaining group continued their normal routines without any intervention. The results were astonishing. The stretching group reported a significant reduction in both the frequency and intensity of cramps, with many participants almost completely free from the problem after a few weeks. Now, I'll show you 3 very effective stretching exercises. These exercises aren't suitable for everyone, but if they don't cause pain and your doctor or healthcare professional agrees, you can try them at home. They should help reduce how often you get cramps. Why is stretching so effective? It has to do with the basic physiology of cramps. When you stretch your muscles regularly, you're essentially reprogramming the receptors in your muscles, especially the muscle spindles and Golgi tendon organs. These organs act as regulators for the muscles, controlling when they contract and when they relax. In older people, these regulators often become hypersensitive, sending unnecessary contraction signals, especially at night when the body is resting. Exercise 1. Calf stretch. First, find a flat wall or sturdy surface that you can lean your arms against for balance. Stand about an arm's length away from the wall, feet parallel to each other. Step your right foot back about 1 long step, keeping it pointed straight forward with your heel touching the ground. Keep your right leg completely straight without bending the knee. Now, slowly bend your left knee while keeping your right heel close to the ground. You'll feel a slight stretch in your right calf. There's no need to bend deeply, just until you feel a comfortable stretch in the back calf. A good tip for maximum effectiveness is to ensure your back heel stays close to the ground. If that's difficult, place a thin book under your heel. This helps maintain the proper angle of the stretch without causing extra tension. Hold this position for 30 seconds, breathe evenly, and relax. Then switch legs and repeat on the other side. The intensity of the stretch should be moderate, about 5 out of 10, enough to feel the stretch, but not painful. Exercise 2. Hamstring stretch. This is a spot many people don't realize can trigger calf cramps. Stiff hamstrings can pull on the calves, causing a domino effect that leads to nighttime cramps. Stretching this muscle group is key to preventing cramps in both the thighs and calves. Do not do this exercise if you have sciatica, as it may worsen the condition. You'll need a sturdy chair. Sit at the edge so your sit bones rest on the edge. Straighten your right leg forward, heel on the ground, foot slightly tilted up. Keep your back naturally straight. This is important. Place both hands on your left knee. From the hips, not from your back, gently lean forward. Imagine trying to touch your chest to your thighs. You'll feel a stretch along the back of your right thigh. Be sure to keep your back straight. Don't round or arch it. As you do this, focus on the feeling in your thigh, not your lower back. If you feel it in your lower back, adjust your position or reduce intensity. The goal is to target the correct muscle groups for maximum effect. Hold this position for 30 seconds, breathing evenly. Then switch legs and repeat. Exercise 3. Quadriceps stretch. The quadriceps are the body's largest muscle group and can hold tension even when we're unaware. Stretching this group is especially important for people who sit a lot or have knee issues. This stretch is best done lying on your side on a bed or exercise mat. Lie on your left side, keeping your head, torso, and legs aligned. You can place a pillow under your head for comfort. Keep your left leg slightly bent for stability. Slowly bend your right knee and use your right hand to grasp your ankle or lower leg. If flexibility is limited, grabbing the lower leg still works. Gently pull your right foot back toward your buttocks. It's important to keep your back and hips from arching. Your upper body should stay stable. A key point here is to keep the spine in natural alignment. Many people unintentionally arch their lower back when pulling the leg, which reduces the stretch's effectiveness and strains the spine. Keep your body in a straight line from head to hips. You'll feel a stretch in the front of your right thigh. If you feel tension in your back instead, you may be arching. Adjust to refocus the stretch on your quads. You're doing it right if you feel the stretch primarily in your thigh, not your back or knees. The effect doesn't depend on how far you pull the leg, but on feeling the right muscle group. For those with knee issues, use a towel or strap around your ankle to pull gently instead of holding directly. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch sides and repeat. With all these stretches, consistency is key. The 2020 study was clear. People who stretched 3 times a day, just for a few minutes each time, got the best results. You can easily incorporate them into your daily routine, after brushing your teeth, before lunch, and before bed. You might not see results immediately, but most people begin to notice improvements within 7 to 10 days. In the study, participants who stuck with the program for 4 weeks reduced their cramp frequency by up to 60% compared to the group who didn't stretch. If you have balance issues, do these stretches near a wall or use sturdy support, or even do them while sitting. The effectiveness isn't about whether you can stand, it's about doing them correctly and consistently. Many people find that keeping a cramp diary during the first few weeks helps track progress. Record how often cramps occur, how long they last, and their intensity. You may be surprised, both the frequency and severity tend to drop significantly over time. Ultimately, combining this method with the 4 others we discussed will give you a comprehensive strategy, not only to reduce nighttime cramps, but also to improve overall muscle health and sleep. It's not about choosing one method, it's a multi-pronged approach for the best results. It's important to understand that nighttime cramps rarely have just one cause. Research from many leading medical organizations shows that cramps are often the result of a combination of factors, including electrolyte balance, blood circulation to the muscles, muscle tissue elasticity, posture, and even neurological influences. This is why so many people take medication but continue to experience cramps. The treatment targets only one part of the problem, while the other contributing factors remain unaddressed. But when you combine all 5 methods we've discussed, from using pillows to improve your sleep position, balancing water and salt intake, supplementing with transdermal magnesium, to practicing scientific stretching, you're tackling the issue from multiple angles at once. The beauty of this multi-method strategy lies in its synergistic effect. Each method works individually, but also enhances the impact of the others. For example, when your electrolytes and hydration are balanced, stretching becomes more effective because muscles function best when they have the right internal chemistry. An interesting finding from recent studies is the connection between nighttime cramps and brain health. Sleep disruption caused by cramps doesn't just make you feel tired the next day. Over time, it may also affect long-term cognitive function. So by addressing nighttime cramps, you're also taking steps to protect your brain. Ultimately, this isn't just about reducing cramps. It's about taking back control of your sleep and your overall health. It's about refusing to accept pain and insomnia as an inevitable part of aging. And most importantly, it's about recognizing that simple, natural solutions can often produce the most powerful results when we commit to them consistently. I truly hope these tips have been helpful for you, and I encourage you to try them, as long as they're safe for your current health condition. The key here is patience. Most people don't see results overnight, but those who stick with these methods for just 2 to 3 weeks often report dramatic improvement. Sometimes, the most complex health problems have the simplest solutions. Nighttime cramps are not some kind of reward for getting older. They are your body's way of signaling that something needs adjusting. Aging doesn't have to mean pain or sleepless nights. It's time to listen to your body and respond with intelligence and care. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button and share this video with your loved ones, especially anyone who may be struggling with the same issue. A restful night's sleep is one of the most valuable gifts we can give our bodies, and sharing this knowledge might help someone reclaim theirs. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more practical, science-based health tips tailored for people over 50. Every week, we share simple solutions to help you not only live longer, but live healthier. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you a peaceful night's sleep, free of cramps, and full of energy for a brand new day. See you in the next video.